I wanted to go back to something that happened to me a few days ago. I was in my house and the power went out. Okay.
Okay.
And the generator didn't come on, and I'm like, I can't figure out the generator. I looked around. I saw other houses had the lights on. I'm like, maybe it's just my house. And then I called my friend, who's my guy here, and he goes, get your gun, load it, put the cartridge in. Okay.
What?
Yeah, just in case. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, you should do it. I'm like, are you? He goes, just to be safe. He's very, very high risk averse. Where I live, Rincon, it's very, very safe. Very, very safe, right? So, but my friend got this in my head. I'm like, you want to know what? Like, fuck it. By the way, I have not talked about a lot is that I'm licensed and everything else. So, but putting that aside, I got my gun out and I loaded it. I didn't chamber the bullet, but I'm holding a gun and I go to sleep.
With it in your hand? With it in your hand?
With it in my hand.
Are you
with
nuts?
It in my hand. Well, hold on, it's not chambered. It's not chambered. You know what that means?
What that means?
Chambered?
No.
So when
it's in the
magazine,
gun though, right?
But when you put it in the gun, the magazine's in the Glock, and then until you do this, you snap it back.
Pull back.
There's no bullet in the chamber.
Yeah.
And I have to do that first, right?
So if you pull the trigger, it wouldn't fire. What if you pull it a few times? You can pull as many times as possible.
No. You have to chamber it. You have to chamber it first.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, accidents happen.
So my point is this gun has I have a flashlight on it. I have a scope. It's fucking badass Glock. And he says, my guy Omar says to me, if you hear anybody, shoot through the door and then call the cops. I'm like, Omar, are you?
That's horrible advice. That's horrible advice.
But this guy, he is amazing, but he's completely like, he's an instructor for the police academy. He's a pilot. He's just a general badass.
It's why Domino's won't deliver to his house anymore.
But he's also very, very quick to assume the worst could happen very quickly. So he gave me like a bag in case the power goes out here with like a bunch of like flashlights and shit and beef jerky and like fucking 3 bottles of water. Yeah, in case I'm stuck somewhere with no food for a while. You know what I mean? This is how he thinks. But I let him do it. So anyway, I had the gun in my hand. I fall asleep with the gun in my hand. And so and while this was happening, I thought to myself quite actively, I'm like, is this really fucking amazing that this is happening right now? Or is this just really fucking sad? Like, which one is it, right? Because part of me is like, I'm a 50-year-old man who's lying in bed in the middle of a Caribbean with a gun in my hand. I'm like, well, I guess if I had like, I don't know, a bunch of blow or like, God, like other stuff going on, there'd be bigger issues, which I wasn't. So I had neither, and I would never have either. My point is, it was kind of a moment, and then I had this happen. So I'm like, what? Am I going through a thing? But no. And by the way, the neighborhood's completely safe. Nothing's ever happened in Rincon, and I'm not at any.
So why did you even get a gun? Why did you get a gun if it's completely safe?
This is a slightly different topic, but I got a gun because of Amari. Like from the day when I got here, I've been here for almost 4 years now. He's been like, you got to get a gun, but you should have a gun here. You should have a gun. And I'm like, I don't want a fucking gun. I'm fine. And then eventually he's like, go with me to the range. And I did. He goes, you're actually really good. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, so I got one. But he did all the paperwork and everything. But I got a gun now.
Why? Just because the electricity went out, did the...
because the generator didn't go on, so maybe someone cut the generator, and if everyone else is
so is there some security that's do you have an alarm system? Is that the deal?
Well, okay, let me reiterate something. Rincon is incredibly safe. Like
you said,
unusually safe.
Yeah.
So, but Amari is always assuming the worst. But having said that, there's no alarm system. It's a beach house. It's a very not.
I'm just wondering why did the electricity going out trigger?
Because
be careful.
Because if his
other homes were on and mine wasn't, then maybe somebody
someone targeted his home.
I didn't
power.
Pick that up. Okay.
Yeah.
David hasn't watched enough murder mysteries apparently.
Yeah.
That's like that's usually step one.
Well, Tom Cruise doesn't need a gun. Tom Cruise would just fly his motorcycle out the window. He'd be fine.
That's true. That's a good point.
So listen, I I
How does this tie into your nails?
Well, I'm just thinking
He's
to
having a
myself.
crisis.
Well, I don't think I am. I feel really healthy and happy. So I
Are you
don't think
on
I'm going
tilt?
through anything. What? Am I on what?
Are you on tilt?
No, no, no. No, I don't
All
think
right.
so.
All right.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But then these are material things that I'm seeing happening, and I'm like, I have sparkly pink toenail polish.
Yeah,
on,
this
so.
is a matter of you're
Yeah,
you're just not paying attention to anything.
Yeah, maybe that's yeah, you're because you woke up this morning with sparkly pink toenail polish and a gun in your hand, and you woke up thinking maybe something's wrong with me. That's basically what we're summarizing here.
And you're taking advice from a guy who shoots through the door first and asks questions later.
That is, yeah.
That's a problem.